Hi everyone, how are you all? This is your English teacher Prabhat once again with you. And as I had told you yesterday, that today we will read the remaining part of the lesson, which is in section 2 of Unit 1, a most important person. In the previous readings of first 4 pages, we have come to know how kind and compassionate, sympathetic Miss Lucy was. She was really a noble woman, and she was a law abiding person. She respected the laws, rules, and regulations that we see, and she had a ticket because of breaking the parking rules. So instead of showing her influence on the officials and the policemen and the court and the judge, she decided to pay the fine, quietly pay the fine without any hesitation. This shows her greatness. Okay, how simple and who's always following the rules and regulations. She has a lot of respect for the law. Secondly, we have also seen how she has become friend with Chester, a small boy who is from lower section of the society, contrary to Miss Lucy, who belongs to the topmost or high class society. The age also we see, she is an old lady, whereas the boy is quite young. Okay, they have nothing in common, but how both of them become friends. And actually, she got the ticket only because of this boy. She wanted to buy a Christmas tree and the gifts for that small boy and her little baby sister. Okay, so this shows how great this lady is. Now we start the reading. We start the reading of the rest of the lesson. It's almost about a little more than 2 pages. So please, my dear students, open page number 26. Today we will do the reading of page number 26, 27 and 28, and we'll finish off with this reading. Last 2 days we have been reading 2 pages each. Today we have to read a little more than 2 pages so that we finish off with this today's task. So please open page number 26. Have you got this page now in the books? Shall I begin, guys? Okay. I am starting the reading of the lesson. Lend me your ears. Please be attentive. Yes, Your Honor, I will pay my fine. $7, said the judge, and I want to speak you in the chambers. Miss Lucy paid her fine and went into the judge's little room. When the door closed, he shook hands with her, his eyes twinkling. So you have a Christmas tree, Miss Lucy, he said. My wife and I were speaking about you the other day. We haven't seen you in years. Why don't you come to call on me and see my tree? Said Miss Lucy Quinn. We'll be glad to do it, Judge Hensey answered. My father didn't like you, I know, said Miss Lucy. But then he had prejudices of its day and age. This is a fine new world we are living in, Thomas. Tell me, is Dobra as pretty as she used to be? She is a handsome woman yet, said Judge Hedsey, and she always admired you. We will come to see you, Miss Lucy. Excuse me, children. At home, Miss Lucy went up to her room and got the gifts she had purchased for Mitzi and Arthur and put them under the tree. Chester arrived with the baby. She had red cheeks and bright blue eyes and silky, soft fair hair. Miss Lucy lifted her and sat in the parlor with the baby in her lap. But the baby went straight for the tree, grabbed one of the candy canes, and stuffed it in her mouth. Finally, Arthur took Mary and Chester home in the car. Miss Lucy toiled upstairs to her nap. When she came downstairs again, she saw the evening paper lying near the fireplace. She opened the paper, and there, on the first page, was a picture of Miss Lucy and Judge Hensey, society leader at traffic court. It read. The article told a great deal about her family, about her position as the head of the titular head of the local society, and went on about how simple everything would be if people stepped up and paid their fines instead of using their influence. Yeah, they are one that is a call on means visit. When you say, na, why don't you call on me and see my tree? Said Miss Lucy. So call on means to visit somebody. Titular means bearing a title. It is said. We move on to the next page. Page number 27. Okay, guys. Be ready? So, guys, we start with the reading of page number 27. Just then, there was a call from Mr. Henderson, the family lawyer. He said that Miss Lucy should have called him. She didn't have to appear in court. It was no trouble at all, said Miss Lucy. She asked after Mr. Henderson and his wife's health. She also agreed to go to the Hendersons to dinner the following Tuesday. It was then that Miss Lucy realized that the problems were always the same. People had the same things to overcome, no matter who they were or where they lived. In the morning, Arthur, Mitzi, and Miss Lucy gathered around the tree and opened the gifts. Miss Lucy was exceedingly gratified at the little things her old servants had given her, and she was even more gratified at the things she had given them and their pleasure at receiving them. And there, under the tree, was a grimy little package labeled to Miss Quinn from a friend Chuck. Miss Lucy opened it with brimming eyes. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. It was a string of glass beads with a huge brass clasp. Miss Lucy put it on. Arthur took her to Basalt Street and she delivered the boxing gloves for Chester and a bright ball for Mary. Miss Lucy was very surprised to find that she had invited Chester and his brothers and sisters and his friends to her house to a party the next week. At home, Miss Lucy didn't want to have Christmas dinner all by herself. But he won't want to eat with an old woman like me, Miss Lucy thought. And then she remembered how Chester had invited himself. And she was ashamed. If a little boy like him could take the initiative, so should she. She asked Arthur to drive her to Professor Tilden. Professor Tilden was sitting alone over his book. He was delighted to have dinner with Miss Quinn. All through the dinner, he and Miss Quinn talked about poetry. Later, he said to her, I wonder if you would be kind enough to come and visit the Shelley Club. We have some gifted young people trying to write verse. You are so gracious and kind. You might be a great help to them. And here we have two vocabulary words, gratified and initiative. The word gratified here means satisfied, whereas initiative means the ability to decide and act on one's own. Come on, move to the last page, page number 28. So I'll continue to read. Miss Lucy agreed. She had got out of touch with the university since her father had died. That evening, Miss Lucy sat by the fire, looking at the Christmas tree and thinking about Chester. What a dear little boy he is, she thought. She was amazed at all that had happened to her in the last 2 days. I am 70 years old, and he is the most important person I ever knew, and Christmas the most important time. The story written by Margaret Weymouth Jackson. Margaret Weymouth Jackson lived from 1895 to 1974, was an American writer. She wrote stories for various national magazines, and her profile career spans 6 novels and about 200 stories. This was something about the writer. So, guys, the reading of the second lesson, section 2, the most important person is over. Please practice this reading. Okay, self practice. You can read in your mind as well as you have to read aloud also. Practice makes a man perfect. More you read, the more you learn. Okay, so take care of yourself. Be in touch with the studies. Okay, obey your teachers, obey your parents. God bless you all. Goodbye and good luck, all my students of Rajeshwar. Thank you very much.